Okay.
So now it'll buzz.
Okay.
All right, so we're waiting for our buzzer to go off, which tells us that our caramel's up to temperature. Okay? Now this buzzer should be going off any second based on what the caramel looks like.
Let me see what it looks like.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Go look at it.
For sure, you can look right in.
And that's how it should look.
Correct. It's nice and thick, see it? Okay, so once the buzzer goes off, we shut our heat switch off and turn on our motor only. Now the motor is going to run constantly. Now it's just a mixer. Now I take my 5 gallons of popcorn and dump it right in. So now the caramel is going to mix on top of the popcorn, okay? What we're going to look for before our next step is globs of caramel coming to the top of the machine. So if you look in there, you're starting to see caramel come to the top, right? It's mixing from the bottom coming up. So at that time, I'm going to take this handle and we're going to tilt it to our 45-degree angle. Okay? So now it'll mix the rest of the way like that. Give you a little more there. Now, what we're waiting for now is to not see any more of the popcorn kernels, but only caramel. Okay?
And how long does that usually take?
Usually takes about 45 seconds to a minute
Oh.
after we tilt it like this. It's not too long. See how it's all starting to coat again? Any kernel that doesn't have caramel, after it goes around a few more times, it does.
Can you overmix it?
No, you can't overmix it. But the caramel will start to cool and they'll stay stuck together. So what we're going to do, once we see all coating like this, we're going to take our Free and Easy spray and we're going to spray it right inside the kettle and hit all the popcorn, okay? So this is our separator. This is going to go between two pieces of caramel and separate them so that they don't stick together. We actually get caramel corn instead of caramel chunks, okay? So I spray right in. You can hit the popcorn, you can hit the side of the machine. Any way you do it, it's going to pick it up.
How
But
many-
I do about 12 to 15 squirts.
12 to 15 squares.
Correct.
Okay.
If you do more, not a big deal. This isn't going to affect the taste of the product at all. It's just a separator. Okay? Now that you've sprayed it inside, we can dump the popcorn out because you're all coated, okay? So, this handle, leave the motor on, okay? The motor is going to help push a lot of the popcorn out. Alright, so here's our cooling tray. We're just going to let it fall right in. Let the motor kick most of it out. Then I'm going to shut my motor off and reach in to get the rest. And there you have it. Fresh caramel popcorn that we just coated. We popped it fresh and coated it right away. So, even with the separator, it still sticks together a little, but it separates easier when I go to mix it. So, heat-resistant gloves are one thing that you can use. And you just kind of get in there with your hand and mix it around. Another way to do it is use 2 scoops. Okay? Using the 2 scoops separates the caramel, but you don't want to break it. So you don't have a lot of control over that when you're using the scoops. That's why I like to use my hands. I'm used to mixing it so the heat doesn't get to me as much. You guys pop kettle corn, same idea. But they do make gloves that are like rubber, but they're heat resistant. And what you want to do is just let it break apart. See how the separator is working? It's just separating. So what we need now is we need it to cool off. It takes about 15 or 20 minutes for this to cool off until we can package it. If we tried to eat it right now, it would be chewy and stick to your teeth. In about 5 more minutes, when I start mixing, it's going to be like, you're going to hear it starting to harden and turn into caramel candy popcorn.
A1.
That's it.
All right.
Caramel popcorn. We'll make another batch of caramel.
Now you have
Just so
the
you have
you
it.
have the 3 shelves over here. So what's the intent? We
So
take.
the intent now is, you want to start another batch, take this tray out, slide it down, take your fresh tray, put it on top. So now that's cooling, and you got another batch on top.
Okay.
You're always rotating. The good thing though, by the time another batch is done cooking, this one will be cool anyway. But those are there in case you get backed up. You just slide it down and it can stay out of the way. I want to always keep checking on it. If I leave it and it's still warm, it's going to turn into one piece. I want to keep checking on it to make sure it stays separated.
Okay, so if you don't play with it,